Nothing passing today changes that reality, that we will continue our ongoing discussions, which truly never ended.
Kansas City's mayor moments ago saying the work to keep the Chiefs and Royals on the Missouri side is not over, even as the House earlier and the Senate just moments ago passed a Kansas Star Bonds stadium package. The move comes after both chambers sent the governor a compromised tax cut package too. I'm John Holt.
I'm Lauren Halifax. Kansas City Mayor Quinton Lucas says the Star Bonds vote reignites a border war. In 2019, the governors of Kansas and Missouri signed a truce to stop using tax incentives to lure businesses over the state line. Mayor Lucas said Kansas's actions to pass a Star Bond package is creative, but a violation of that truce.
I think that is regrettable. I think it's short-sighted, and I think the reinitiation of the border war between Kansas and Missouri long-term will be bad for taxpayers in the Kansas City metro.
Speaking to reporters yesterday, Kansas Governor Laura Kelly said the Star Bond bill does not violate the truce because it deals with teams, not businesses. Mayor Lucas said the city and Jackson County still have some avenues to explore to try to keep the teams where they are. Now, that's all a response to what's taken place in the Sunflower State today at the Capitol in Topeka.
This as a special session open to deal with tax cuts and the added stadium incentives item. Fox 4's Malik Jackson live at the Capitol. Malik, both chambers debated Star Bonds and ultimately both said yes.
That is absolutely correct, John. The House passing this legislation earlier this afternoon, and within just the last 15 minutes or so, the Senate following in their lead. Both chambers passing this with a supermajority. So even if the governor doesn't sign this legislation, it is veto-proof. But her office tells Fox 4 that there was nothing in this legislation that would make her want to veto this legislation. The House earlier wasting no time taking digs at Missouri, saying they have a history of losing professional sports teams. And while these bills have passed with so much support here in Topeka, they were met with some opposition, not only from the Senate, but also from legislators in the House who argued that there was just not enough information about what was in this piece of legislation, not enough on the economic impact. And even one person we talked to, Representative Bob Lewis out of Garden City, says there was more time that needed to be dedicated to passing this legislation, to looking into it before it was voted on. Take a listen to a couple of the folks that we spoke to today, one on the victorious side and one obviously disappointed with how things have turned out today. Is this a win for Kansas today?
It is a win. This would be the score part of the scoop and score. We're going to be there and we're going to save the teams. We're going to make sure they stay in the Metroplex one way or another.
I think we do need more time. I don't know what the rush is. They say, well, it has to be done yesterday, but a lot of us, somebody is going to be back here in 6 months, and why can't we spend the first week of our return if this is that important to deal with it at that point?
And in the end, that opposition to this legislation, well, it really didn't matter because that was the minority by a long shot. Now, it is important to note, just because this legislation was passed by the House and the Senate today, and maybe the governor is open to signing it, it does not guarantee that these teams will move over to Kansas, cross over the state line. There's still a lot of things that have to work themselves out, but it certainly puts those guardrails in place so that if they want to, if things don't work out in Kansas City, Missouri, well, there's an option now in Kansas. John?
And that's exactly what both teams have said, options to explore. Malik Jackson live in the rotunda of the Kansas Capitol. The reaction now from the Missouri side. Jackson County Executive Frank White wants Kansas to pump the brakes on its efforts to bring a team over the state line. He calls it a counterproductive bidding war. In a statement this afternoon, White adds any plan for a new stadium or stadium renovation must come with clear benefits for taxpayers. His statement did not mention the tax proposal that Jackson County taxpayers could vote on in November, a 3/16 sales tax meant only for the Chiefs. If county lawmakers decide to put that on the ballot, White could veto again, as he did with the 3/8 sales tax meant for the Chiefs and Royals. County legislators overrode that veto. Voters ultimately overwhelmingly rejected the sales tax.